Today we're having a discussion about one of the breakouts that we're going to have at our Corn College event. The team has been working hard to put this event together and this breakout so we get a good learning experience from it. One of the things that we see when we go through just thousands of yield maps every fall is the number one factor that is going to have an effect on yield in that field is hybrid selection. It is so crucial.
That's right. That's why we spend so much time and effort here at CropTech in order to better understand how certain hybrids react to their environment and more importantly how they react when they come under stress. So this will be a breakout that completely embodies our theme for Corn College in 2019 as you'll work with team members in your own operation in order to pick hybrids that work best for your farm and your environment.
Of course, one of the first things we look at when we're selecting a hybrid is yield. You always choose off a yield first. You know, as they say, a dog's a dog no matter how we dress it up. But we choose off a yield first. But then we have to look at that hybrid that we've chosen and see how well it fits within the management practices we're going to throw after it.
All right, take a second to reflect on your own operation and ask yourself questions like, do you use starter fertilizer? Are you one to push planting populations? If there are any holes in your nitrogen program, are they early or are they late? And are you one to pull the trigger on a fungicide application?
So these are all serious questions that you need to ask in your own operation as you select those hybrids.
Right, just because one hybrid works well on your neighbor's farm doesn't necessarily mean it'll work well on your farm.
So getting the hybrid draft right is only about half the issue, meaning choosing the players that you're going to play with. Once we have the hybrids selected on our farm, then we always say we have to learn the weaknesses and strengths of both the hybrid and the field we're going to put them in, because we take advantages of the strengths and we try to farm around the weaknesses out there. We know hybrids flex. We know they flex in girth and length and depth of kernel. Some flex in only one area, some flex in all those areas. How do we use that to help us fit the weaknesses and strengths of that hybrid into your operation?
Right, so it's important to know these tendencies so you can position them in an area where those weaknesses won't be exposed. So for example, if you have a field that's slow to dry out, which we're dealing with a lot this spring, you don't want to plant a hybrid that's going to flex a lot in depth, or excuse me, girth early on. And on the flip side, if you have a field that has a lot of history of disease, you don't want to plant a hybrid that's going to flex in depth, especially if you're not wanting to spray a fungicide come at the end of the year.
You got to protect it all the way to the end in those hybrids.
That's correct.
So as we learn about our hybrid characteristics, if we put our players on the field, we learn which plays that we're going to work with, meaning how we're going to position these hybrids and what we're going to do with them. And that's where communication becomes crucial. Your pest team needs to know what's going on in the variety selection process. A lot of our pest bosses know the weakness of the field. They know the disease pressure, insect pressures they're working with. So they should be a crucial part of making that decision of which hybrid goes where, and they definitely need to know where that hybrid went as the season goes on, and they have to follow up with the scouting procedures and things like that. So it's a lot about communication as we put this team together.
That's right. So using data from our years and years of hybrid plots, as well as plant and ear displays from our teaching plots here at Corn College, we're going to learn more about these hybrid characteristics and how to make sound hybrid management decisions as a team.